And also, I feel like a cozy vlog can't be I feel like a cozy vlog, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm so bad about bringing my Kindle literally everywhere I go. Which I redecorated it last night on my sprints, my Patreon sprints. And redecorating my Kindle is just one of my favorite things to do. So since autumn is coming up, I got some stickers that I've had gifted to me by a patron, and then ones that I got from Forever Booked. Also have this little ghosty pop socket and a little Kindle charm mushroom one. But yeah, I'm just going to Spirit Halloween with my sister and her friend, and that's it. We're literally going there and coming back. But I feel like it's a comfort thing where I have to bring a book with me just in case I ever get time to read. And I swear most of the time I really do not have time to read, or we are just doing things and coming back. But I am a little nervous just because I haven't been feeling that well the past week. And so going out, I'm a little nervous because I just am scared that I'm going to get sick or feel bad. And that's like one thing that if I'm sick, I want to be at home. I do not like being out and about. I don't like being sick somewhere else. And it's just not it at all. So I'm a little nervous, but I have medicine back here and I'm driving separate from my sister because if I do start feeling bad, I don't want to ruin their fun and make them come home. So fingers crossed, I'm just gonna take it easy. But this is like one of my favorite times of the year, is going to Spirit Halloween to see what they have new that's out. And I've seen a lot of new things on TikTok from people going, so I'm very excited. Girlies, where did we just come from?
Library.
Yeah, we went to the library. We had so much fun, huh?
No, you didn't.
You didn't? You didn't have fun? Yes, you did. You were laughing and coloring and playing with toys.
No.
Oh my goodness. We did have fun. We are heading back to their house right now, and we're gonna have some lunch. I made my own lunch that I'm probably not gonna eat at their house. I'm probably gonna eat it at my other job. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're going to get that taken care of. Dude. And yeah, it's just gonna be a good time. So I'm ready to be at the boys' house. The girls are a lot more work than the boys, but not in a bad way. The boys just play games on their phones or iPads and just don't really pay attention to me, so I usually just do my thing. And yeah, but we'll see. Hopefully they're all in good moods and everything goes smoothly. Are we shocked that I'm in the car yet again? Not really at this point. So I read like literally the prologue of The Wild Huntress by Emily Lloyd-Jones and knocked out. I didn't even know that I fell asleep because I woke up and I was like, oh, okay. And I had to set my alarms. I literally did nothing. I just fell asleep. So I was tired, but it was kind of a rough day yesterday. There was a lot of personal things going on, but today is a better day. It's a new day, and that's what we're looking at it as. But I'm bringing my Kindle with me to work in case I get any time to read there. Sometimes I do. I don't know what me and the boys are gonna do today, but I keep adding stuff to my TBR, but if I can, I really want to try and add a manga because I haven't read a manga in a while, and this one to me is very cozy. It's Beyond the Clouds, The Girl Who Fell from the Sky. This is volume 2. I read volume 1 and absolutely loved it, and this one has a dragon on the back, so it's calling to me, and I just want to get into the series. I think there are like 4 or 5 volumes out now, so I definitely need to keep up. I feel like a cozy vlog can't be cozy without a cozy mystery, so I'm gonna add this, but again, we'll see if I even get them done. But I do think I'm going to start the audio of this one today and just see how far I can get into it. And that is Death at High Tide by Dennison. I really want to read this. Desi from Darling Desi read this and said it was so good. And I feel like this one would be the perfect transitional book because she did say there were kind of spooky elements in it. So I think it'll be fun. It takes place on an island, you know, so it's definitely giving still summer vibes, but if you add a little bit of spooky, you have like Summerween. So yeah, I'm very excited to get into this. So let's see if I can finish 4 books by the time I get this vlog out. Your girl's in bed. We are gonna try and read, but we will see how it goes. First off, I need to read my Bible. I'm doing the Bible recap, so I need to read what I need, like my Bible part of the day. I have read 50 pages of Death at High Tide. Really enjoying it. It's definitely giving like dark coastal with humor vibes, and I'm just enjoying it thoroughly right now. And then I also think I'm gonna start the Spellshop tonight by Beth Durst, and then when I get a little bit sleepier, I will move on to back to my Kindle arc of The Wild Huntress. So I started out this vlog with 2 books on my TBR to read, and I've only read the prologue of one of them, and I've already added another one. What are we doing? Who knows? But I'm letting the mood reader take over. She wins every time. It is a rainy day. I feel like I have water all over me, but it's a rainy day. It is, I think there was like, I don't remember if it was a tropical storm that ended up turning into a hurricane, or if it was a hurricane that ended up turning into a tropical storm. But either way, that hit like the coast of South Carolina, and anytime that happens, it's just like really rainy and everything here. So it's literally been raining ever since I got up this morning. So, and it's almost 3 o'clock, but I'm going to pick up the boys. I've been watching the dogs this morning, helping out with my sister and her school stuff that she's trying to figure out. And then I did take a nap, so I also ate lunch. So I've done everything I need to do before picking the boys up. So I'm gonna get there a little early because this is their first day, and I have never picked them up from this school before, so it's gonna be a new experience for all of us. And yeah, I'm gonna try and get there, make sure I know where I'm going, and then I'm going to settle in and read. I really want to start the Spellshop soon, hopefully tonight, but I think we're just going to try and see if we can make it through Death at High Tide today. I have less than 3 hours. I think I have like 2 hours and 40 minutes of the audio left, so it's definitely something that I could finish off today, and then this weekend I'll just really focus on the Spellshop and the Wild Huntress and see what we can do. We're gonna hit hard with the reading, so fingers crossed. I'm still listening to Death at High Tide. I'm halfway, and I have like an hour and 20 minutes left of the audiobook. And nobody has died yet, which is so wild for a cozy mystery because it usually happens within like the first 50 pages. But we are now 150-ish pages in, and no death. So I'm very curious as to what's going to happen. Things are picking up. There's a lot of storylines that are like intercrossing, and we're learning who's related to who, like different things. So I'm still enjoying it. It's just very different than other cozy mysteries that I've read, but not in a bad way at all. Okay, so I was reading. Somebody died, and it was not who I thought it was going to be. But I was like, okay, interesting. And then, not even like, probably like 25 pages after that, the person who I've been suspecting for the most part, who would probably be the murderer, is now dead. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay then. So, now we're back to square one. I am like, who the heck is the murderer? I have no idea. No clue. But I have now less than an hour of the audiobook, and I am almost 200 pages in. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but the vibes are there. I'm very curious as to who the murderer is going to be now. Really hope it doesn't turn out to be like a very obvious choice, but we'll see. Last night I did really good with reading. It was Sunday, so I had a little more downtime than I normally do. And I also had sprints for my Patreon. I do them every week on Sundays. So we got some reading in then, and I was super happy and proud of myself. So I did end up finishing Death at High Tide before I got on sprints, and I really enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.5, only because I don't know why, but there's just something that's missing. I think what really bugged me is that they hinted at a possible romance in this book, but then it kind of just never happened and just kind of got swept under the rug, and they're just like, nah, forget it. And I'm like, okay, that was just a little weird. Like, I do like a little romance in my cozy mysteries. I think it adds to like the coziness of it, but it still was a really solid read, a really good book. I highly recommend it. It was a perfect transitional book to read in between, you know, summer and going into the fall and trying to get ready for fall. So I really enjoyed it, and I will be picking up the second one. And then I did start the Spellshop, and I made it a good percent of the way through. We are a little under the halfway mark, but I have a lot of time on my hands today because I'm not babysitting the girls, and I don't have to go into work until late. So I'm going to be reading this one and seeing how far I can get into it, and I'm hoping I can finish it tonight because I really want to be able to put some focus into my NetGalley arc of The Wild Huntress by Emily Lloyd-Jones and read that one because it's just going to be so good. I have been reading, and I've made really good progress. I am almost done. I have 45 minutes left of the audio. I do have to go to work now, so I am leaving this here just because it's a really pretty edition and I don't want to risk taking it with me. But I'm hoping to come back and finish this tonight, so now I can focus on reading The Wild Huntress while I'm at work today and see how far I can get into that one. But this book is so good. Honestly, it's probably going to be 5 stars. The atmosphere is just so good. Like, if you love fantasy and all things cozy, this is it, because you have like a cozy little village. She's living in a cottage. She's making jam. You have little plants that are talking, and the villagers are just so freaking cute. There are mer horses in this book, which if you haven't seen what those are, please look them up. They're adorable in this one. And you have like a golden retriever boy who literally just wants the best for our main character, Keela, and I love it.
absolutely love it. Cozy fantasy just never misses for me, and it's making me realize I really need to get into more of it instead of just trying to branch out to see what books I like. I just need to stick with what I know, you know? So anyway, goal is to finish this when I get back tonight, and then keep reading in the Emily Lloyd-Jones book. So let's see how much I can get into that one today at work.
We're picking up the boys. Well, technically just Tegan. Tyler has band practice from 4 to 6:30, so I won't pick him up for a little bit, but I'm gonna pick up Tegan. I have Ruby with me here. Hi, Ruby. Hi, Roo. Ruby, can you say hi to all the people? This is one of the boys' dogs. She is literally the most well-behaved dog. She's panting a little right now. She gets all excited about going on car rides, and I'm trying to keep her calm, but she's also just very hectic. She loves people, she really does, but every time she sees somebody, she barks, and it's a loud bark, and it's scared people before. So we're trying not to do that right now. Good girl. But I could not wait any longer. I was really wanting to read the Spellshop physically and listen to the audio, but I just had to know how it ended, so I went ahead and finished it. 5 freaking stars. The atmosphere is just so good. They're living on this little coastal village town. It talks about the water being cold, so that gives me those fall vibes that I'm wanting right now, and it just sucked me in. I loved the romance. It wasn't too much and too overpowering, and it felt more realistic and relatable, which is sometimes hard to come across when you read cozy fantasy, and so I really loved that aspect of it. I also loved literally every single character in that book, besides like some of the guards that were in it, but it was so wholesome, so sweet, such a good cozy read. Highly recommend using that as a transitional read into the fall, because it was just the purest form of entertainment that I've ever had, and I literally am going to be raving about it. I honestly, like, I don't think anything so far will top A Feather So Black for me. It's going to take a lot to top that, but the Spellshop is right under A Feather So Black, so it may be my second favorite book that I've read this year, and that's just wild, and I can't believe it. So we're going to try and get through the rest of this Emily Lloyd-Jones book. I'm only 13% or 15% of the way through it, and it's 3 o'clock, and this is like the last day I'm vlogging, so I don't know if it will happen, but we're gonna try and get through it as much as we possibly can. I will let you guys know the vibes that I'm getting tonight, or by tonight, and if I don't finish, you can come back and see what it was like in my August wrap-up, because I'm sure that I'll be talking about that one. I'm just so happy that these books have been such good hits for me lately. Okay, I'm here to give an update on my vlog. I was struggling. It was a very busy week, and so I was just trying to get my life together, finish work, get like done in my books, and I have either caught a cold or something, and I have just not felt great, and it's a lot of congestion and like just stuff up in here, so we're just updating before I end the vlog. So I did make it through 2 of the books that I really wanted to read during this vlog. I haven't quite made it through the 3rd, which is The Wild Huntress by Emily Lloyd-Jones. I'm about 1/3 of the way through, and I'm really enjoying it. It's really immersive. I'm loving the setting. I love the premise and the plot. And again, she just has beautiful writing. I think her writing is so underrated, especially after reading The Bone Houses last year. I fell in love with it, and I just want to read all of her backlist, and this one is just so good. And there's a lot of forestry type of setting in this one, and there's also, they kind of sound like Celtic names, but I don't believe that they are. I don't know for sure because I haven't like looked into them, but a lot of the monsters that are in this world have hard names to pronounce, and they're just, but she paints such a vivid image that
I can still see them in my mind. Definitely be on the lookout for it because it does come out at the beginning of September, and it is going to be a perfect transitional fall book. So if you're trying to leave summer behind and get into your fall reads, this is the time to do it. I just think it's coming out at the perfect time. But as you guys know, I did get through Death at High Tide by Hannah Dennison, which is a book that I just added to this video. But again, I was kind of just leaning into those transitional books of leaving summer and moving into the fall reads because that's what I'm ready for. This one, I've told y'all, has a really great coastal setting. The hotel is like on this little cliff island. You literally can only get to it by boat, and you can only get other places by boat. So that makes it even like spookier to me because I don't want to be stranded like on an island somewhere, especially if there's like storms and stuff. Just not my thing. But this one had a lot of characters. They were very funny. A lot of them were very quirky, just like any other cozy mystery. The one thing that, like I mentioned, that bothered me in this book is that there was kind of a hint at maybe a possible romance, and then it was just never talked of again. And it was just, I don't know, it felt very weird to me. So that is the only reason I'm bumping it down like half a star. So it is a 4.5, which is a very good high rating, and I highly recommend this one. It's got those creepy like clue elements to it of obviously people are dying and you're trying to figure out who it is that has killed them. And another good thing is that even though this is the first in a cozy mystery series, there are only 2 books out right now, so you don't have to worry about getting and diving into like a huge series that already has like 10 books in it. And the other book that I finished in this vlog was The Spellshop by Beth Durst. I love this book. I already mentioned to you guys, this is like my second favorite book behind A Feather So Black that I've read this year. It was so good, so cute. Again, you have those kind of coastal vibes because water is mentioned a lot in this book, and they talk about the water being cold, so you do know that it's happening kind of at a time where it's not, you know, the water's not warm. It's not comfortable to be in the water. So that kind of gives me the vibes that it's fall going into winter. And it was just so cute. There is a talking plant in this book. There is a trainer who is taking care of mer horses, and there is this little town that has like a little bakery that sells the perfect croissants. And then you have our friend Keela, who is our main character, who makes jams and sells remedies that are really spells, and she just is protecting these grimoires that almost got destroyed in a library fire. It's just the cutest cozy fantasy. Again, there are some deep, dark moments in this book where there is a lot of action happening, which I enjoy, because I know some people's complaint with cozy fantasy is that it can kind of be like dragged on and you kind of think nothing's really going on, but I get lost in these stories, and it's just so they're cozy. They're cozy. They're like a warm hug, a comfort to me, and I will not stop raving about this book. So you already know it was 5 stars, and I think you should pick it up immediately. But honestly, I'm happy with myself because it rarely ever happens that I get through 2 books in 1 week, and I also got through a third of another one. So I would consider that a success for me. Definitely stick around because there are more vlogs to come, especially during this cozy fall season. But I thought this would be the perfect kind of transition from what I'm reading into what I'm going to be reading soon. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. But again, thanks so much for sticking around and watching the video, and I will see you guys in my next one.